Welcome to In Plain Sight. This is a podcast about finding clarity, context, and hope in a noisy world. Each week, we step back from the headlines, slow the conversation right down, and take a look at what's really happening. Not through panic or denial, but through evidence, experience, and everyday humanity. I'm David McCaffrey, and this is In Plain Sight. Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Plain Sight. Forgive the hat being this way. I'm not down with the kids. I'm currently recording my radio show, and if I don't have it this way, the peak of my cap bangs against the microphone and causes all sorts of problems. So, I hope you're all well. And if you ask almost anyone right now what the biggest problem facing society is, a lot of people will give you the same answer. We're more divided than ever. Politically, culturally, generationally, online, offline. It's become one of those statements that feels so obvious, we don't even question it anymore. Of course, we're divided. Just look around. Just open any social media app. Just read the comments. And many podcasters and commentators, people I respect, my wife respects, people I listen to, talk about this division as if it's something new, something unprecedented, something dangerous. But today, I want to slow the idea down, not to deny that division exists, it does, but to ask a calmer, hopefully more useful question, which is, are we actually more divided than ever? Or does it just feel that way? The idea that society is dangerously fractured comes up again and again in modern commentary, especially at the minute. You'll hear it from people across the spectrum. Comedians, as I mentioned on the last episode, like Jim Davidson, political commentators like Konstantin Kisin, podcasters like Chris Williamson, Steve Bartlett. Often the framing is something like, we can't talk to each other anymore. Everybody's entrenched. The middle has vanished. We're heading for permanent conflict. Now, there is truth here. People do feel less heard. Public debate does feel that bit harsher. Online spaces do reward outrage. But there's an important distinction to make, I think. The feeling divided is not the same as being fundamentally broken apart. And history, if we look at it, helps us see that. Every generation believes it is uniquely divided. In the UK alone, we've lived through religious conflict that shaped entire religions, class divisions so stark they dictated your entire life, violent labor disputes, which I remember growing up, Northern Ireland during the Troubles, which I remember growing up, Cold War, nuclear fear, mass unemployment, social unrest in the 70s and the 80s. Those weren't polite disagreements. They were profound structural divisions. And yet, society adapted. What's different now isn't necessarily the level of division, it's the visibility of it. We see every single argument, every extreme opinion, every bad faith comment. We see them in real time, all day, every day. For the first time, probably in history, we're exposed to the loudest voices from every side simultaneously. That alone would make any society feel divided. In my opinion, there's three big reasons division feels so overwhelming right now. First one is algorithms don't show agreement. Social media doesn't reward consensus. It just doesn't. It rewards conflict. We can see that all the time. Two people calmly agreeing about a complex issue won't go viral. Two people screaming past each other will. So we're shown the edges, don't see the middle. The second is most people aren't actually that extreme. Polling consistently shows that most people sit somewhere in the middle on most issues. They're pragmatic, they're inconsistent, and they change their minds. But moderation doesn't perform well online, so it disappears from view. The third reason I feel is that we confuse online noise with real life. Most people still work together, care for each other, use shared services, live alongside differences. the NHS, schools, emergency services, our very communities. These are spaces that aren't defined by ideological warfare. They're defined by cooperation. So let me bring this back to real life. I work in healthcare. I work with people of every background, every belief, probably every political persuasion. We don't stop in the middle of a medical emergency to debate culture or cultural wars. We just get on with it. People help each other. People compromise. People show grace. That doesn't mean disagreement doesn't exist. It just means that decency still does. And that's something that's rarely acknowledged in public conversation because, again, it's perceived as weakness. But the truth is, most division doesn't live in communities, it lives in commentary. So here's my reframe. We're not living in a uniquely divided age. We're living in a hyper-visible one, a time where disagreement is magnified, monetized, and mistaken for complete collapse of everything. That doesn't mean we ignore problems, though. It means we don't exaggerate them into inevitabilities. Because once you believe division is permanent, you'll stop trying to bridge it. So this is what I would like to leave you with. If society were as truly as divided as we're being told all the time, it wouldn't function at all. And yet, people still care for the sick. Children are still being taught. Communities are still rallying in crisis. And most of us still roughly want the same things. We want safety. We want dignity. We want a future for our children. And those shared values matter more than any trending argument. So yes, division does exist. So does connection. Most of it's just hiding in plain sight. Thank you for listening. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and hold the middle ground. Thank you for listening to In Plain Sight. If this episode helped you pause, reflect, or see something differently, you're very welcome back next time. Be kind, be curious, and take care of yourself. If you like what you heard and like what you saw, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that notification bell.